You might have seen my previous video right here with Priyanka Naik, because a lot of you were demanding a video about HR industry and how this industry works in Canada. I'm making this video again with Priyanka Naik. I managed to get her some time now that she is working in Nova Scotia. She's not in Toronto anymore, so I couldn't get her in the video. So we are doing this video remotely, and so let's start. So hi Priyanka, how are you?
Hi Manas, I'm good. How are you?
So Priyanka, thank you so much for coming back on this video. So first of all, can you please tell everybody about you, because lot of people are new viewers, so they want to know who is Priyanka.
Sure. So, as you already know, my name is Priyanka. So, in the last session, I introduced about myself where I was studying in York University. I came to Canada in 2022 and I took a course in HRM and completed my course in May 23. And then I got a job as a talent acquisition specialist. So currently I'm working as a talent acquisition specialist in Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow. Can you start telling about your background, what you did in India, what is your work experience back in India?
So back in India, I did my bachelor's in information technology engineering, and then I completed master's in HRM, that is in Manipal University. After I completed my master's, I got my first job in Fidelity Investment as a background verification executive, and then after 6 months of my work, I moved to the a human resource admin role. So where I was doing recruitment, I worked there for 1.8 years, and then my last company was Citrix Systems. I worked there for 8 months, and I was working there as a talent acquisition specialist. So this is all my background in India.
So Priyanka, as you have already studied HR as a specialization in MBA, so why did you learn HR again in Canada?
So to be honest, the reason why I took HRM course in Canada, because since I already had a background in HR, and also experience in HR, so I just wanted to get into Canada. So I thought the education was the only best way and fastest way to get into the country, because I already I looked into the way of PR and everything. So my points were not reaching. So that's the reason I took the course again.
Talking about the Canadian job market, how is the HR job market in Canada? Is it really difficult to get into in the HR field?
So as I already told you, I completed my studies in York University in May 2023, and I was searching for a job. At that time, there was inflation. The market was down for the job, and I was struggling a little bit to find a job. To be honest, I gave so many interviews. Per week, I used to apply for almost 400, 500 jobs. I was so stressed out, and it was really hard to get a job, to be honest. It is not that easy. There are few factors that impact, especially on the HR, when you're looking for the HR jobs. The firstly is they were asking for bilingual. In fact, I knew only English, and there was most of the position I was not applying because it was also required French as one of the language. And then secondly, the jobs are in different province, and when I'm applying from where I was applying from Toronto, and many of them were asking, are you currently in this province? And I was not able to tell them the lie that, and I used to tell that, yeah, I am actually in that province, and then I used to apply. So because of that, and also there were hardly around 150 or 200 jobs per week, and the market was very slow when I applied, and it took almost 3 months for me to get a job. So after giving several interviews, and I also gave a few interviews directly going to the office in Toronto, and I understood that expectations was also very high, and you will be expected to know Canadian federal and provincial HR laws, like for example, employee labor laws. So I was also into HRPA team. I mean, it's what do you say? Provincial wise, they have some chapters. So I joined to that association, to know more about HR laws and everything. Unfortunately, I didn't get much there. I was learning myself a few of the policies and everything and prepared for interview.
Let's say somebody is coming to Canada and he or she is a completely fresher, so they don't have any experience in HR or related field. So do you think they would be able to get a job in Canada if they would have any experience at all?
Back in 2019 and 20, it would have been possible, but currently the situation is not same, because as you know, more immigrants are coming inside the Canada, and you are literally competing with the experienced PR, like someone who is coming as a PR. So in that terms, it is not easy to get jobs. It's very hard because they come with a lot of experience and with a different background. And people who have come here as sure and taken a HRM course, even they struggle to get a job. Many of my classmates couldn't get a HR job, and they ended up going into other fields, or they took second course because they couldn't find a job in HR field. So overall, my experience and with what I am seeing around, it is not easy for freshers to get a job in HR field in Canada unless you have some background in this.
You have been giving a lot of interviews during your job search process. So did you find anything different, or is there anything different in the Canadian job market? What is the interview process in Canada?
Canadian interview process are much easier than India, because in India we have lots of interview rounds, more than 3 rounds sometimes. But in Canada, sometimes it will be just 2 rounds or 3 rounds. Especially, I'm hiring for technical roles. So usually the interview rounds will be consist of first round of interview where it will be a screening round, and the second round of interview will be with the tech guy where they will be asking you some of more technical questions, or sometimes they will ask you to develop a small code. And the last interview will be with the CTO to know about how you will fit well into the team culture. But it depends on the company. If the company is very big and there is it depends on the project and company. So if the company is very big, first they will send you some assignment and they will ask you to finish it. And then they are based after filtering those candidates out, then they will be taking for the first round. So it depends upon companies to company.
So while your job search, did you felt that ATS friendly resume make any difference in the job search? Does the resume get picked up because they are ATS friendly? Does it make any difference while searching the jobs?
So this ATS is a really controversial topic. It's because as per my knowledge, I never seen anybody looking into putting your resume into a system and checking on your skills and shortlisting. I think that is just a hallucination that people are just having it. But to be honest, when we are looking into recruitment, we see resumes individually, and we see that skills is matching to our job description or the requirement that we are looking for. So the ATS friendly resume, I would say, I'm not sure much. I don't know much about that, but to be honest, very less people who use ATS tools to shortlist these resumes. Even when I worked in the company, the huge big company like Citrix, they didn't use any ATS. So it is one of the skills that most of the HR should be knowing. ATS also can be considered as a tools, like HRM tools. For example, you are applying for your job, and you are putting you are directly applying to the company's tools like Workday or SuccessFactors. So when you apply to these through these tools, so that is also called as ATS. But there is 2 things. So people say that okay, the resume, if ATS going to see my resume and that will shortlist my resume, that's not true. The HR will be one who is looking into your resume and shortlisting. It's not the ATS. ATS is just a tool.
As an HR, while you are hiring candidates in Canada, what all things do you look at while hiring them?
Again, it depends upon the position. So when I'm hiring for technical person, I have a particular skill set that I will be looking into the resume. But there are few people who just copy paste from the resume, or they use ChatGPT to make it look exactly like job description. But I'll be easily able to find out that it's because I use ChatGPT in many of the tasks, and to see something, and I know how the ChatGPT give a response. There is a difference between a human response and a human way of texting and ChatGPT. It is very easy to identify. So I would say, please don't use ChatGPT every time when you make resumes. Put your own words, put your own ideas. So the skills that I will be looking for, also your past experience, and also the some obviously keywords. I will look also the education part, and then when it is on technical, I will be checking on the person's managing skills, and it depends upon the role. Like, what are the skills that I want? I'll be looking into that resume. I will be knowing a little briefly about the person only when I call that person and have a 15 minutes of conversation and learn about them. So these are the things that shouldn't you.
So let's say somebody is just starting in as a HR in Canada. So can you tell me about the salary range that they can be expecting for a fresher and as well as for a experienced person? Can you give me a little idea about the salary range?
Yes. So salary, if you say per hour, it will start from somewhere around. If you're going for a very small organization, it starts from $17 per hour to $35, $40 per. So if you're going in terms of annual salary, 40,000 is the minimum what they pay, and maximum up to 70, 80. So it depends again based on your experience and everything.
Can you give some recommendations to the student who want to come to Canada to study HR or be in a related field, or people who are already in Canada? Can you give them some recommendations how to excel in this role?
So I would say please have some please do research about your role before you come to Canada, because you won't be having much time to do your part-time and go to college and do research about your field. So most of the people, they make mistake without knowing the background about how this HR field work and what are the things that is required to apply for the job. So these things we usually miss, and then we come here and then we will start applying suddenly for the job and we don't get interview. So there is a concept. So what we are looking, usually why you don't get calls for the interview is because what you are looking and what recruiter is looking doesn't match. That's when you don't get the job calls, right? So you should make sure that you have some background in it, especially for the HR. It's better you have some experience in India. If you don't get a full-time job, at least have some internship experience, because if I'm hiring for HR and as a fresher, it's a lot of work for me to teach them Excel sheet or any of the basic stuffs. It's going to take a lot of time, and time is money, and nobody want to spend their time. It's teaching you from the scratch. So these basic stuffs, it's better if you learn back in India with the internship or a full-time job and come here and start applying. It will be very easy for you. You will know what they are asking in the interview. Because most of the questions, even though if you're applying for the as a fresher, they will ask you the general questions about HR field, and you will be not knowing because you don't have hands-on experience on that. What you have is theoretical knowledge. So when they ask you to apply that in the practical field, it's going to be very hard. So most of the questions what they ask is, how you gonna be handling the work in a very pressure or a stressful environment. Unless you have worked in the stressful environment and reported to few of the manager, so you will be not able to answer this, right? So these are the things you will get to know only when you have a practical or hands-on experience. So I would recommend you to have some experience and then come here and go for the studies or look for the job. And you should be knowing very well about the job market even before landing into looking for the job. Without researching, it's a waste of your time. And, it's very easy for recruiters just to see and reject the CV, but it's very hard for you. Because for us, you are a one candidate, there are many candidates. For you, it's like a one position, there's a difference. So we get lots of application. For you, it's one job. For us, it's many people. We can hire anyone out of that.
If you look back at 2 years when you came to Canada, what are the mistakes that you could have avoided, and what all things you could have done better while searching for your job?
First of all, I did research about the market. That's why I aligned my role to the talent acquisition specialist back in India itself, because I had a plan of coming to Canada. But role and designation itself will not help in getting a job. So firstly, I had an assumption that, so it will be very easy in Canada to get a job, because my few of the friends have got the job. But that was not true, because when I came here, it wasn't that easy. Because the market keeps changing. So if there is any recession, or if there is any of the market gets hit by any of this external economical situation, then the job will become little difficult. Getting a job will become difficult. So my assumption was that it was easy to get a job, but it was not easy here. It was really hard to get a job. So I would say, as I already told you, do research about your role and know the job market well. And also, I wasted a lot of time doing my part-time job. I think I should have prepared for interview during those times. So when you have a time, if you are here particularly, to be like, I have to get this job, then make sure you don't waste a single day, because every day, every time, and every every moment that you spend in Canada while doing your part-time or studying, it matters, and you have to work on these jobs, because ultimately you want to get a job in this field. You didn't come here for part-time or just for studies. So the ultimate goal is to get the job. So you need to work for getting those jobs. So start looking these interviews, and also join HRPA association, and know that how these HR people they talk confidently and everything, because that's very important for you to know, to see other HRs and learn things from them. Because I went few of the sessions, and I learned they were here and I was here when I was applying for job. So I understood that I have to meet that level. So the HR position is a really high position in terms of in an organization. So you need to keep yourself up to match that level. So also make sure that, as I already told you, go through this Canadian law, which I didn't do when I was studying. I should have went through all this and learned about labor laws and what are the things that just keep changing, because those are very important things. As of now, still, if some things happens in the organization, I'll go immediately and check in the employment law and see if this is a right decision to take, because Canada is very strict in terms of handling these employees, because ultimately the Canada is in favor of employee, not employer in the most of the cases. So you should be very careful how you talk to people about your diversity, inclusion, all this stuff. So you should be knowing a lot of stuff in terms of HR field. So please work from the day one rather than waiting till the end of the interview.
What was your first job in Canada, and after you got a field job, how did you feel, and how was your experience turning from a minimum wage job to a field job? How was your experience, and what did you feel?
So starting with my experience in Canada, when I came with 3 years experience back in India, and when I had to do when I had to do part-time job in Tim Hortons, it was not easy, because it was very hard for me, because I was working in the office setting, where now I have to work in the place where I have to give a copy and everything. So it wasn't easy. And I was not that bored to hear people's yelling, scolding, and all those environment was a new for me when I arrived Canada. And then I couldn't bear those harsh environment of Tim Hortons, and I left and I moved to a small convenience store, and I was working there as a cashier for a while. And then I thought I should get in a bigger, organization. So maybe it could help me in future to land in my dream job, HR. So I searched for a job and I got it in Walmart. I was working there as sales floor associate for almost a year. And then I got my my job, my field job. So why the difference between working in the part time and job that I'm currently working, which is field. So you will be having a sense of relax after getting this job, because I don't have to. The part of struggling still there, but I didn't had to stand there 8 hours and work. So it was kind of a relaxing job. But now, if you ask me, like, will you be going back to again part-time job? I would say no, because that is not going to be possible for me. But when I got a full-time job, I was thinking twice to leave my part-time job in Walmart. It's because part-time job was of Walmart was more secured compared to my job. So it happens, like in Canada, like hiring and firing is it goes very fast. So I was a bit scared to leave my part-time job. I felt it is more secured compared to my company job. So I continued working for part-time job for a while, and then I thought, like, okay, now I have to make a decision to leave this job. But now, if you ask me again, no, I won't be going back.
This was the end of our small interview. So because a lot of people have similar questions they want to ask about the HR field to you, they can first of all comment on this video, so Priyanka will be able to reply. Or else some people want to directly connect with you. So how can they connect you?
So I would recommend you to ask me questions in LinkedIn. It's because it's easy for me to know your background easily just by clicking your profile. Also, I would be, if I don't respond, I'm really sorry, because I really have a very tight schedule at my work, so I won't be getting much time. But if something is a common question, then I think we can make another video. Like, if there is something like generic question that everybody are asking and everybody want to know the same questions, then we can make a video anytime again, and I can address any of these questions.
So guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you have any more further questions, feel free to write down in the comment section below. I will make sure to get Priyanka's help for answering all your questions that you are commenting down below. Directly reach out to Priyanka on LinkedIn, but as she mentioned, it's very hard to get her attention on those messages, because from my last video itself, she has been receiving a lot of common silly messages like, hi, how are you, something like that. So it's very hard for her to reply all of them. Feel free to comment down below. And if you find this video helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe. See you again on the next video.